The typical human being seems to be addicted to thought, which is natural and understandable. We see others do it, all the authority figures. When we're little, society is based on reason and logic, critical thinking. So we naturally acquire this assumption, this base assumption that if the problem will be solved, it will be because I strategized. I figured it out. I thought my way into a better reality. But what they don't teach you in school is there is a different type of intelligence that's prior to thought. The primordial intelligence that's beating our hearts, breathing the lungs, digesting our food. It spins the planets and makes trees grow. It does all the things that science labels and finds patterns and describes. But even science can't tell you what this is. There are theories that this is consciousness or matter, whatever that is. Awakening is a reorienting from that mechanism of mind as this powerful, all-controlling tool to the only intelligence there really is, primordial intelligence. When we have the ability to be open and lay down our conclusions and our assumptions and spend time in this curious place of wondering what this is, really sensitively noticing the patterns of reality, our interest seems to shift. We begin to lose interest in the symbols of the mind. We begin to see the nature of thoughts. We begin to be open to the possibility that we were wrong about what we've been told, that perhaps that wasn't the whole truth. The primordial intelligence becomes noticeable, not as a thing, but the nature of it, how fleeting and spontaneous, how effortless it is, how everything that arises seems to come out of nowhere, unbidden. We are like these vessels, and when a vessel is full, it can't be open. There's no opportunity for something new to arrive and fill that space. Insights, energetic intuition, embodied sentient knowing, wordless awareness. It's a sobriety. Simply seeing what is and how this seems to be and acknowledging that. That's how simple this is. It's not magical. Life itself is magical. How everything is mysterious. It's freely arising as this and that. Infinitely complex. And obvious. We slowly and gently become willing to see what's the case already. To ask our burning inquiry, who am I? What is this? To call out to this reality. To resonate with curious openness. And not fill that void with a comforting conclusion, expectation, assumption. Where are we on a map? Am I close? Is this it? And those thoughts do arise, that they always arise whenever they want to. So this isn't about getting rid of thoughts or stopping thoughts. It's about noticing sensitively for ourselves. Realizing that our reality is based on assumptions, filters, symbolic overlay, that we were told what this is, how it works, what I must do to XYZ. This is akin to, well, at least it was for me, asking, what is this? And waiting for the answer, holding space for that primordial intelligence to show itself, for this to recognize itself. But there's a gentleness to the silence, to the truth we seek. It doesn't intrude. It always holds space for the thoughts, the emotions, the stories. But we can hold space for it, so to say. All of this is just poetic. It's not actually in the words. But it's using language to describe our resonance that we can begin to open to. A childlike wonder and curiosity. What is this really? You know. An opening to what may be seen. An opening to what sensations and emotions that may evoke. I found that the seeking and running and trying to figure out, desperately grasping for something better, was an innocent mechanism to avoid how intensely this feels, how full on this human experience is. These animals have the ability to imagine deeply complex fantasies. And a lot of that thought is subtle. It's not even in a word form. And these things arising are practical. This is a tool, a beautiful creative tool that we're not trying to get rid of. But to see it in a sober way, in a pure way, untainted by society's explanations and rules for ourselves. Not just taking the pointers and making them into a mantra and trying to force the belief of these pointers onto ourselves. It has nothing to do with reaching for something else, something better that we imagine. If this is it, as they say, then stopping is the most logical conclusion. How is this it? Staring at the visual field with diffused vision, or an object, or listening, feeling the sensations in the body. All of these are direct ways to investigate. To allow an openness for this to reveal itself. Being willing to put the stories down, the comforting stories, seeing them for what they are. There's an obvious, immediate simplicity that, when first recognized, can be terrifying. And we are unconsciously running from that, seeking as to not stop and see. It's very clever. And we only really see what we're doing in hindsight. But we were busy avoiding ourselves, the intensity of this reality. And being willing to feel and acknowledge simply what's arising is rewarded, so to say, with the simplicity of life. There's a whole layer of suffering that falls away because it's seen to be delusional. It doesn't refer to anything. And there's a vast space and energy that's open, that was filled before and used to frantically try and escape this and find something better, achieve something better. But the reward is here. It's the miracle that anything exists at all. It's the ever-changing transient nature of this. And that which we are is ever untouched by it, what appears. This is a resonance of wanting to see what we don't want to see. And an integration and acclimation to that. Incorporating the emptiness into this fullness, a balance. A bravery. A willingness to look, no matter what we see. Putting down of the comforting contriving of what we think this is. For the sake of truth. That which we believe is truth. And what we see is that truth is not conceptual. It's actual, direct, sentient, too immediate to know. I found myself willing to sensitively notice with an open curiosity as a result of desperation and exhaustion. So all the seeking and practice and strategy served a purpose. It gave me an opportunity to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. And losing hope and giving up, in a sense. Laying down arms. A willingness to look into the unknown. Seeing directly that there is no knowing of this, conceptually. The knowing is the tingling sensation of the body, the ambient sound in the room. The wonder of the words coming from nowhere. We don't have premeditated thoughts about the thoughts we're about to think. It's obvious that we're not thinking our thoughts. We just have to slow down and look. Like an open palm. And this naturally happens, at least for me, when there was nothing left to lose. A natural surrender that you can notice as it unfolds. A striking recognition of the effortless nature, even of effort. This is becoming sensitively available for what may arise. whether it's preferred or not. A trust can begin to dawn, a deep trust for life, no matter what it looks like. And that trust seems to deepen. Like feeling cradled, but also feeling like you're on a roller coaster at the same time. I've lost interest in getting it right. We have the capacity to notice the letting go is already happening. We have the capacity to discern between what's imagined and what's actual, what's direct. To lose interest in the stories. To spend some time on this fertile ground in suspense of what this could possibly be. If this is it, as they say, then how am I not seeing it? This will reveal itself to you when you are sensitive and still, reverent. Humbly sacrificing that which we think we know about this, how it works, whether it's empty or unity, putting all of it down. Seeing a thought for a thought. And this noticing cannot be willed into existence. It happens organically. And this noticing is a season. It comes when there's an organic interest. What is this really? What is this really? How can this recognition dawn if it's not a belief or a conceptual knowing? What is it? And if there's no interest to notice sensitively, then that's not what should be done. Because what should be done is always what's happening. And that can be trusted, no matter what it looks like. Even if it looks like complete confusion. Mind storms. Unbearable emotions. Not trusting. That can be trusted. It's so all there is that there's nothing else. The wholeness has implications. Time is psychological. That can be noticed. So is space. So is the entity that we believe we are and others are. It's made out of thought. And it's only a matter of time before we're willing to see it. Life's intelligence has a way of breaking us gently over time. I've heard stories of some people falling over a rock and they're awake all of a sudden when they never had interest in it. And I'm sure that can happen, but commonly there's a process, a gentle ebb and flow, moving towards, backing up, like a heartbeat. And that which we perceive as doing and striving will eventually be seen as a wild expression. No one did. A natural blooming, crumbling. And it's funny because all you had to do was sit back and notice. There was never anything to do. It's just a beautiful play. Kaleidoscopic colors, shapes. The artistic medium that is everything, the sentience. Everything is happening for you. And some people have no interest in this at all. This is only for those who resonate. And there doesn't need to be an interest. All is equally this, all expressions, all perspectives, all stories. The sun shines on all of them. There's nowhere to get to. Everything is revealed to you now. Nothing is hidden. And if there is a wanting to see, you will see. It's that simple. And the avoidant and suppressive and denying and fantasizing mechanisms that we have are also free. Life doesn't mind. So it's all a matter of preference, interest, what seems to be appearing now. That's it. That's all there is. Aliveness, playing. Freer than any concept of freedom. Terrifyingly impersonal. Loving in a way that we can't conceive of, because it allows all, no matter what the mind says about it. So eventually we get tired of our vice, our mind, the stories, and we focus in a different way. Our lens zooms in and out. The vantage point changes. There's a backward step. We become tired. The vision relaxes. And we're willing to give it up. That addiction to knowing. We're willing to see that knowing is inherent, primordial sentience. There is no conceptual knowing. Although we do get to have it, the expression of thought. But we can be with thought in a healthier way, in a sober way, seeing it for what it is. Thank you.